Hi, this is Babar Abbas and we are going to discuss the very important part of water treatment. The basic unit of water treatment is coagulation basin, and we are going to design this coagulation basin in this example. And I would like to share that we have some data regarding the given parameters of this design example, and then there are some requirements which we have to determine, which is the requirement or findings of this numerical. Then we have to resolve or solve all the parameters according to the given data, and finally we would be able to design a coagulation chamber for our water treatment plant. So here I would like to elaborate the data. We have few parameters which are given over here. We can see that this is the depth of desired depth of that coagulation chamber, and it is indirectly given in terms of 1.25 times of the width. Remember, width is also not given over here. The flow of this coagulation basin would be around 2 million gallons per day. So it would be entertaining 2 million gallons of water on daily basis. Then comes the gradient, which is 790 per second gradient velocity. Then comes the detention time. It is around 40 seconds, as we do have rapid mixing in coagulation for a very short time period. So it's basically 40 seconds. Then comes the velocity of your impeller, which is mixing all the chemicals with the water. That impeller would be moving or revolving at a speed of around 100 rpm, rotations per minute. Here we have some findings which need to be calculated over here. First of all, we have to design or calculate the basin dimensions from this data. Then we have to calculate the horsepower required for moving this impeller at this speed for this time. Then comes the diameter of impeller, which would be mixing the chemical into the water, raw water. Then there is the impeller diameter without baffles. If I can show you the picture of that desired chamber, it is almost this type of chamber. It's a square basin, but a little bit more depth of that chamber is required. The top view of the chamber is like it's a square basin. The depth is almost 1.25 times more as compared to the width. So it would be like this. So this is depth, this is width, and this is, you can say, length. So it would be like this. It's a square basin, but this is the cross section of that square basin, which is having the depth of 1.25 times of the width. Moving on to the solution of the question. First of all, we have to calculate the dimensions of the given chamber. From given data, we can see that we have flow over here, we have time over here, so we easily can calculate the volume of our chamber, which is equal to flow into times. Flow is equal to 2 million gallons per day, and we can easily convert this. We can easily convert our flow to liters from gallon. 2 million gallons per day, and the gallons factor is 1440 per day. So again we have time as 40 seconds, and if we move around the uh, 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 we can say that if we have to convert this gallon into the liters, then there is a conversion factor. This is from day to minutes, gallons per day, 40 seconds to minutes, and then we have 7.48 as the conversion unit of 1 gallon to the liters. So 1 gallon would be having 7.48 liters, almost the conversion of this ratings. And then we have the answer is 123.8 cubic feet. So we have converted our value. We have converted this value to the cubic feet, from gallon to cubic feet, and then now we have to move towards the other value, which is the power requirement. Power must be calculated by using G square mu V. We know that G square is equal to 790 square. The value of mu is also given over here. It's around 2.73. Ten raised to the power minus 5, and then the volume, and volume is also given as 123.79. So the power requirement would be around 2307 feet pound per second. Power in horsepower can be calculated as by dividing this factor by 550, and that would be around 4.19 horsepower. Similarly, if we modify our volume according to this data, we had been provided with we have calculated the volume as 123.8 cubic feet, and we also know that volume is equal to width into depth into length. We also know that it's a square basin, so the width and length are equal, while depth is equal to 1.25 times of width. So all the factors can be accumulated as 1.25 width cube. And if we solve this equation by bringing this value over here and dividing the total value of our volume and then taking the cube, then the answer comes out to be the width would be almost around 4.75 feet. So this is the total width, which would be around 4.75 feet. Now we can recalculate, or we can recheck our total volume, which was given over here as 123.8 cubic feet. Now we can easily put these values in this example, and in this formula we know the value of W is equal to 4.75. We can put this over here, and when we recalculate, it comes out to be 135.4. This is the newly calculated value of our volume. Volume for the design example of coagulation chamber. There is a clear difference between the theoretical value and once we have calculated the value, and after that we can observe that there is another change once we go through all the dimensions and we recalculate the value of the design chamber. We can see that this is around 135.4 cubic feet. Moreover, our dimensions are almost crystal clear that we can easily find out the depth as well. 4.75 into 1.25, and it's around 5.94 or 6 feet. So this is like we have calculated all the dimensions. We know the length of 4.75, we know the width of 4.75, we know the depth of 6 feet. Alright. We also have calculated the second parameter of this example, which is the power requirement, and the power requirement is being calculated over here by the very basic formula of gradient velocity square into mu, or we have multiplied it with the total volume of the area. We can recalculate the total power by multiplying the value with the newly calculated volume, which is around 135.4 cubic feet as well. Alright, then we have to move to the impeller diameter. So if I remove this for dia we have the formula of diameter as it is given over here as power is equal to kT NQ dia of impeller divided by G. We also have been given with these values kT and N is equal to the 100 RPM. It is also called as impeller velocity, and it can be converted to the seconds as well by dividing this to 60 seconds in a minute. So RPS are like, we have converted this value into seconds because we have the gravitational acceleration in terms of seconds. So we have to convert that value to make the units in units identical. And then the value of dia can be calculated as by putting these values. kT is equal to 6.3. It is given from the table I will be sharing with you. Then we have 1.67 cube. Dia has to be calculated. Then and dia comes out to be 2.1 feet. This is the diameter of this chamber. We can also check it for unbaffled as well. For unbaffled, the kT value is 6.3 multiplied by 0.75. So the answer would be for dia we have to put this value, which is around 4.73. By removing this 6.3, we can replace this 6.3 to calculate the diameter for an unbaffled. For a baffled basin, we can again calculate the diameter for baffled as well, and it would be replaced by this value 4.73 as compared to the previous one, which was 6.3. So this is how we can calculate the all the parameters in an example of basic designing regarding the coagulation chamber. So this was all about today's example, and hope you have understood the example. We will be meeting again inshallah in next question. Until that, goodbye.